The hidden teacher model. The idea that someone or some institution has to look like the bad guy in order to spark a rebellion or an awakening is actually a recognized archetype. In mythology and psychology, it's called the trickster or shadow teacher. In religion and secret societies, it shows up as esoteric versus exoteric knowledge. Exoteric being public teachings for everyone, and then esoteric, which is just deeper practices reserved for those who are prepared, which basically just means the information that's not made public. The Catholic Church has don't read it unless you're trained in its version of the Bible if you look in Catholic Bibles. So that rule wasn't always about control, maybe. What if it was also about protecting people from misinterpreting things that could destabilize them? So the villain in a story often ends up being the catalyst for the hero's awakening. Think of Pharaoh and Moses, Satan in the desert, even Darth Vader for Luke. So confession reframed as integration. Um, if God is within, then confession isn't about telling a man in a box your sins. It's about radical honesty with yourself, naming your shadow without shame, sorting which yours versus which you've absorbed, alchemizing the guilt into self awareness. In trauma therapy, it's called integration. In 12 steps, it's your fourth and fifth step. In shadow work, it's your own projections. So, confession is basically self inventory plus release, not punishment. Think about your first 7 years, your root script. The environment, your first 7 years, writes the code for your nervous system and your belief system. If your early environment was unsafe, unpredictable, or full of mixed messages, you'll often carry hypervigilance, scarcity, or shame scripts. The work now isn't to blame your childhood, but to observe it like data. What did this environment train me to believe? Which of these beliefs are outdated or not mine? What skills did I actually gain from that environment? When you do this, you move from the victim consciousness, why me, to creator consciousness. How can I use this? Why it had to look bad? If you zoom out with the observer lens, the one you're talking about, you see, the contrast is what triggers the awakening. Without the illusion or the bad guy, you'd have no tension to push against. The conspiracy becomes the initiatory obstacle course. Your soul is testing you. It's testing to see if you can see through the programming and reclaim your own authority. It's basically Initiation 101. The hero leaves